Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are doing a special edition of our Spotlight in the Community show here at MCRD Museum. This one is going to be a whopper, folks. We're going to talk about our military working dog program. We got Bruno, the mascot of the Marines, sitting in with us over here. He looks absolutely dandy in his uniform, joined by, I'm just honored to have Major Kyle Randow. He's the Provost Marshal. How you doing there, Major? Good?
I'm doing well, sir. How you doing?
Good. How long you been with the Marines?
12 years.
12 years. Very, very good. And in San Diego for how long?
So I've coming up on 1 year here as the Provost Marshal.
Where were you before?
I was in Northcom in Colorado Springs.
Okay, very, very good. My daughter lives in Colorado Springs, by the way.
Beautiful place.
It is a gorgeous place over there. Okay, Sergeant Soleil Ibarra, you are the Kennel Master, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Been interested in dogs and animals your whole life?
Pretty much. I didn't get to grow up around dogs or animals. My aunt was a vet tech, so whatever chance I got, I took.
How long you been in the Marines?
Coming up on 5.5 years now.
Thank you so much for all you guys for your service over here. All right, Corporal Sarah Grawcock, you are the combat photographer, and that's a job enough as it is on its own, but also the mascot handler for Bruno, correct?
Yes.
Talk about Bruno.
You know, Bruno, he's a great-looking guy. Catch him looking in the mirror all the time at himself. You can probably hear him snoring or breathing, as they say. But he's great. Everyone loves him. They see a dog in uniform, especially wearing pants, and get super excited.
Oh, man, he is absolutely good. We're going to get some pictures of this, Bruno. He is so well-behaved. And Bruno's how old?
He's about 2.5 years old, so his birthday's October 22nd of 2022.
Okay, and how long do they serve in this role?
They're a one-and-done kind of contract. They're only in for 4 years, and then they retire.
Okay, and where do they retire to? Some lucky family?
So whoever has him the longest as a handler has a potential to be able to keep him.
Like you?
Yes, but if they go to another unit where it's like a deployable unit and it just doesn't suit right, then I'll go to someone that he knows really well.
Right, okay, very, very good. Master Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, you're the Provost Sergeant. What do you do?
I am the Senior Enlisted Advisor for the Provost Marshal Office.
Very good. And how long have you been working with the military dog program?
Well, I've been in the Marine Corps just under 28 years now.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful service.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you want to, chat on this. Soleil, you can, or Kyle. Let's start with Kyle on this one over here. Talk about the military dog program. How long has it been going on, and how important it is to the role of what the Marines do?
So I'm definitely going to pass that question off to Sergeant Ibarra because she's the SME here. But I will talk about, what they do is wildly impressive. I get to do the verifications and validations of what before they get certified as either a drug dog or a bomb dog, and I've done a handful of them now, and every single time it's impressive. Like she can put them in any place, and that dog is going to find them. And the team, as they work together, the dog and the Marine or the civilian who's the handler for that dog. The bond that they have is also impressive. So as far as like the program and how long it's been around and their mission set, I'll pass it over to Sergeant Ibarra.
Yeah. So Soleil, and remind me, or if you know this, and I can't remember the doggone name, I've only seen it 105 times. There's a great Netflix documentary on the military dog program. Are you familiar with it?
I am not.
Okay, I'm going to go find this thing. And the reason why I say this, and it's talking about how, the military dogs are raised, how they're trained and all that business. My dog watches that show for all 2 hours because he sees and it's with German Shepherds, I think, could be some other dogs as well. Talk about how the program works.
So the program has been around since World War I, basically.
Right.
We've used a range of dogs, going from Dobermans to German Shepherds, Labradors, GSPs, even Belgian Malinois and Dutch Shepherds, which is currently what we use now. Majority of the dogs that we do use are German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois. Main purpose of the military working dog program is obviously to be an asset to the Marines and military police officers. But our main mission is to support mainly VIPs, so such as president, vice president. We call them missions. So essentially, what the handlers do is they escort they assist United States Secret Service in protecting the vice president, president, all those important people. And they basically search for whatever it is their expertise is in. So whether it be explosives or narcotics.
So how long is the training?
So to become a military working dog handler, it starts at MP school, military police school, in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And halfway through the schoolhouse, I would say, is about whenever they have an interview process for it. So you sit at a board, basically like a job interview. You have to write an essay. Most of the time, whenever people hear they have to write an essay, they back out. But for those that still want to do it, they go through a board. So they sit in front of their instructors and the main military working dog instructor as well at the schoolhouse. And if they get chosen, then they get sent to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio. From there, it's 3 months of training where they learn basic obedience with a dog, basic patrol, controlled aggression is what we called it, and detection.
So it's as much as training with the human as it is with the dog, to say the least. How long does it take to train the dog to get to do what they're supposed to do?
So the dogs are also trained at Lackland Air Force Base for anywhere between the start, 6 months, to about 2 to 4 years. It just depends on the dog itself, how long it takes for them to be trained.
Right. And so for our listeners right now, Bruno is agreeing everything that Soleil is saying. Sergeant Soleil Ibarra talking a great explanation on this. And Bruno is exceptionally cute and is, I don't know how you describe him here. Does he have a rank, by the way, Sarah?
He does. It's Lance Corporal Bruno.
Okay, Lance Corporal Bruno.
Yeah.
Will Lance Corporal Bruno ever go to Sergeant Major or go up to Gunnery Sergeant? You know,
Probably not Sergeant Major, but
Okay.
We're hoping to promote him to Corporal soon. So hopefully he'll get his blood stripe on his blues pants.
Right. And what does he have to do to get promoted? Besides being so doggone cute, I can't take it. I'm going to turn the interview over to Bruno. He's doing a great job of it.
So for him to get promoted from PFC to Lance Corporal, the CG told me if I got him to salute on the parade deck during a graduation ceremony, then we could promote him. He was doing really well, so we promoted him at Petco Stadium to Lance Corporal.
Oh, my goodness.
But unfortunately, he's been a stubborn Lance ever since then and has been a little bit slacking on the salute.
He's absolutely just doing. Now, does he get along with other bulldogs? How's he chosen, by the way? Why is this bulldog more so chosen than somebody else?
So they get a litter of puppies when the time comes for when he retires.
Okay.
They'll select a dog and then name him after someone historical. So he's named after Major General Bruno Hochmuth, who was our commanding general here at MCRD San Diego from 1963 to 67.
Right, great. We're chatting with Corporal Sarah Grawcock. She is the combat photographer and mascot handler for Bruno, who is absolutely, this is our most behaved guest, in all due respect to the folks sitting at this table over here, joined by Sergeant Soleil Ibarra, Kennel Master, great description of the military dog program, joined by Major Kyle Randow, Provost Marshal, and Master Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza. The Provost Sergeant. So, Anthony, in your role, how do you work with all the dogs?
Well, we basically guide them into the missions. So
Right.
we'll get the calls for the missions that come up, and then I ensure that my Kennel Master has got the teams that are ready and available to do the missions that are requested of us.
Right. Are any of the dogs, when they once get into the mission, somehow just don't perform up to standard and they have to be sent back to the Kennel Master? Or is that very rare, I imagine?
It's kind of rare, but on occasion it does happen. Just like you and I, sometimes you have your down days.
Exactly, right.
Sometimes the temperature or whatnot can take effect into those type of things.
Right, exactly. So Major Kyle Randow, you 12 years in the Marines. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very, very good over here. What are some of your most favorable experiences with the military dog program?
My most memorable is taking a bite in a suit from a dog. So that is a incredibly intimidating experience. They tell you the suit's going to protect you, and you believe it superficially, but down deep in your gut, you don't know if you're going to feel that thing or not. And when a good handler wants to get their dog ready to what do you would call it? And I would say attack the suit. How would you?
Pursuit and attack is the official term.
And then they go and you kind of try to catch that dog. It's an experience that I would say you want to do if you work with the dogs, because just to say that you could do it once. And then after that, you probably don't want to ever put it back on again, even though I did tell Sergeant Ibarra that I would do it again while she was here.
Very, very good. And we won't see a demonstration because one of the dogs isn't here, which is good because they'd probably go right after. I mean, do they go right after the forearm? Is that where you have the protection?
Yeah, there are certain places that they're trained to bite at, and then before I put the suit on, they let try to kind of catch it to alleviate it. But I mean, in an actual pursuit, the dog's going to try to get the individual at first opportunity. So.
Right, exactly. So I can talk about this all day long. I'll tell you that right now. It's just so absolutely fast. No, listen. And by the way, we are going to talk about it all day long. It didn't tell you we're doing this till 2:00 in the afternoon. We're chatting with Major Kyle Randow. He's the Provost Marshal for MCRD, joined by his colleagues at Master Gunnery, Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, Provost Sergeant, Sergeant Soleil Ibarra, Kennel Master, and Corporal Sarah Grawcock. She is the combat photographer and mascot handler of Bruno, who is just spectacular sitting up here. I know our producer, Brandon Joe, is getting hundreds of pictures of this dog. We will be getting permission. We'll have to have some signed things. Bruno will have to sign off to use his image. We'll only do it in the right way and so forth. If we come back from break, I'll start with you on this. Is Soleil, if anybody's interested, you got to be in the Marines first, but to do this, what do they need to go through the type of training and so forth? And then maybe, Sarah, you can talk a little bit about the types of responsibilities Bruno has and where he is showcased as well. And then, Kyle and Anthony will get into some of the details that you work with in the military dog program. Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Everything from financial literacy to food insecurity, but not dog handling. I haven't seen Mission Fed do that yet, but maybe we'll bring that up to them as another skill that they can do. I know they support certainly the military as well. We will be right back after this brief message.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We are so honored to be chatting with our friends from the Marine Corps about the military working dog program and the mascot. We got Bruno just doing a great job, joined by Corporal Sarah Grawcock, combat Photographer and the Mascot Handler. Bruno is sitting in just beautifully over here. We'll have some of his video and audio later for our guest, joined by Major Kyle Randow, Provost Marshal, and Master Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, and Sergeant Soleil Ibarra, Kennel Master. Do you go back to any other parts of the country to help train the dogs, or is it in one specific area?
So for me personally, as the Kennel Master, I'm the supervisor just for this installation. So I'm in charge of the dogs that we do have aboard MCRD. There are opportunities within the career, within the canine community as well, to become a trainer. That's in Lackland Air Force Base. So you would go through a certain process to become a trainer, another interview process as well. And then if you do get selected, you get sent back to Lackland Air Force Base, and you're a trainer for however long you are on your contract for.
So how long does a dog work in this role? For 2 years, 3 years, 1 year?
It honestly depends on the dog. So German Shepherds are usually our most difficult dog to keep around just because of medical issues they usually have, especially with their hips. Hip dysplasia is a very big issue among German Shepherds. But they pretty much work until they can't work anymore. We like to say that they're athletes. So until they get injured, as maybe Major Randow understands.
Or the person gets injured, right, exactly, on this. How do they, get along with other military dogs?
So we do have a socialization training that we can conduct with the MWDs, with the military working dogs. They're not usually trained to be too close to each other. Some of the dogs can be aggressive with one another, so they're meant to stay within a 6-foot radius away from each other. But as I said, we do a socialization process with most of the dogs, so we do attempt to get them as close as possible so that they're used to being next to other animals as well.
Right. So when the dog retires, will, Kyle or Anthony have a choice at having a dog, especially the one that bit Kyle and so forth? And when the dog didn't do it on purpose, it was part of the training and all that. How do the dogs, we talked about with Bruno, once Bruno's gone, if Sarah wants to have Bruno with them, can have Bruno. How does it work with the other dogs?
It's a very similar process. So when the military working dogs retire, whichever handler first had them as a military working dog team has the opportunity to adopt them and take them home. And then they go home to whichever handler has the opportunity to be able to adopt them. And once they go home, we like to say that they're happy and loved at Camp Couch.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. If the handler does not want the dog for whatever reason, then what happens to the dog?
Then we usually reach out to local police departments if they have any openings or if they're looking for any dogs to adopt. Not necessarily into the police department, but because they are law enforcement dogs or they work in a law enforcement capacity, those types of departments are used to handling those dogs, so they can adopt them just to take them home as retired dogs. Once we already go through that option, then we open it up to the public, and they're allowed to adopt military working dogs as well.
Interesting. Kyle, do you have a dog?
I do.
What type of dog is it?
It's a Corgi, and she is definitely not proficient in finding. She can find some food, drugs, and or narcotics and explosives. Probably not.
Very, very. How old is your Corgi?
14, I think.
Oh my God! How old? What's the name of the Corgi?
Lola.
And he named after the song?
No. I adopted her. Well, yeah, I guess you would say she was my wife's dog when we met.
Beautiful. And you get along with the Corgi pretty well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to say that on air.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. That was right to ask.
She brought the dog. I brought a cat. So I guess, I don't know how to.
Do they get along?
They do. They do.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Is the cat 14 also?
A cat is 15.
I was just joking. My goodness. All right. So then all right. That's good. Major Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, you have a dog?
I do as well.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to guess it's a golden retriever.
No.
Okay.
Pretty close, though.
Really? What is it?
It's a Pomeranian. Old Pomeranian, yeah.
Oh, Pomeranian. Okay. Very, very good. And what's the name of the dog?
BB.
Okay. And how old is the BB?
BB's very old. She's about 15 years old.
My goodness, they got some. I have a 2-year-old golden and named Jackson. And Jackson, if there was an Iditarod sled race here, would be the lead dog. I know I'm going to have shoulder replacement surgery walking this dog over here. But unlike the dogs that you train, Soleil, no, Jackson's only crime would be licking you to death in that aspect of it. Soleil, so when you look for somebody that wants to be a handler, what type of temperament do they have to have?
So first and foremost, what we look for is confidence over anything. We look for confidence because in the canine community, we are very small on top of already being part of the Marine Corps. It's already a small community as well. But as canine handlers, we have to know how to stand our ground, especially knowing what our job is, knowing how you work as a team, and just knowing your dog in general.
Right. Well, there's so many people that depend on them, to say the least, obviously.
Absolutely.
And especially when they're working with protecting, vice president, president, all that. So, Sarah, where is, or maybe we shouldn't say, maybe this is top secret. We shouldn't be sharing this on the show. Where is Bruno's next appearance?
Well, we usually conduct graduations every week whenever it's not an open week. So usually he goes to those, but we do have a lot of band events, Comstrat and band, we like to call it. We can call it Bandstrat as a short abbreviation.
Sure.
But we do have a lot of events with them coming up with Lance Corporal Bruno.
Okay. And is there a way you can, is that publicized? Is it with Megan's group and all that business?
It'll be with Megan's group.
Okay, right. And so that if you go to the calendar and you find out where they're playing, most likely Bruno would be there?
Most of the time, yes.
Right. Does Bruno make appearances at schools at all?
Sometimes we do have events at schools. I know for Veterans Day, he's been to a couple schools before.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to ask for a request right now, and you can say no, and you can, have one of Soleil's dogs jump on top of me right now, who's not in the room over here, thank God, on this aspect of it. My daughter is a dog lover to nth degree. She's a 4th grade teacher at Chaparral Elementary School in the Poway School District. What would it take, or maybe it's impossible, to get the dog over to that school?
They would have to email, actually, Captain Gallegos and just send them the 5 Ws. So just who, what, when, where.
Done. Done. Absolutely.
How old's your daughter, sir?
My daughter is 30. Okay, and teaches 4th grade. Okay.
I was going to say, we might need a waiver, but she could see him at graduation here at MCRD San Diego if she wants to go ahead and join the Marine Corps. That might be I don't know if that's the quickest process, but.
Well, no, I think that's a good process over here. Her soon-to-be fiance is an Army veteran, fought in Iraq, and loves Jackson, the dog. We sort of share the dog, even though the dog's at her place when I need some sleep, for God's sake. But I'm going to mention that. And I think he wants to go to I'm not sure if he's going to an MCRD graduation at all. But I'm going to start. That's a great idea, Kyle. I'll start with that. But I'm also going to find Austin and shoot some stuff out there. She would be the absolute hit of the school if we brought Bruno in there. We'll start with you on this, Kyle, and go around the table. What can our listeners do to support the efforts of what you do as a Marine? What can we do?
Oh, wow. Start with me with the tough question, but no, honestly,
you can handle it. You got bit by a dog, and you're standing up straight.
No, the community is very supportive, and we enjoy supporting the community. You mentioned Bruno going to your schools.
Right.
Sergeant Ibarra, we have educators that come on to the installation, and she does demonstrations for that. And then she gets out in the community and does demonstrations. So the abbreviated version I went through in the dog suit that we were joking about earlier, she does a full-on explanation, and you can hear her now. She's very well-spoken, so she can get out there and talk through what they are doing and show the different abilities of the dog. So getting out there in the community is great for us, and it is a way to show different aspects of the Marine Corps. Because you Captain Gallegos was here before, and everybody has their kind of their thoughts what the Marine Corps is, whether it's the commercial or their experience from seeing a graduation or in the news currently. But we can open up the aperture of what Marines do, and then potentially when she goes out there, she's creating a dream for a future dog handler.
Well, I think that's first of all, that's a great answer, by the way, and it's so true. When we talk about this on our show quite a bit, you look at certain jobs, and I always tell people this. When I worked for the Union Tribune, there was 2,400 employees. Only 1/8 were reporters. The rest were delivering the paper, marking the paper, doing X, Y, and Z. In the Marines, you have 75,000 different jobs. Maybe not 75,000, but quite a bit. And that's a great answer on this. All right, Major Master Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, what can we do to support your efforts?
Well, just support your country. Be a patriot, to all the Marines that are out there, serving. We're doing this for everyone that's out there, the community. We provide support aboard the installation here at MCRD for each graduation and family day. So our dogs that are out there are, ensuring that we can provide the best security posture for the individuals that are coming aboard the installation. Also, the families, when they're back home, they can understand that while they're recruits here training to become a U.S. Marine, there's Marines here that are providing support to that security mission and keeping those recruits safe while they, go through their transition to become Marines.
Yeah, and I think that's so spot on. I mean, just saying thank you for all the unbelievable work that you folks do. 724, 365 forever is important. Soleil, what can we do?
So for us, at least being in the canine community, we do have multiple platforms. One of them being U.S. War Dogs Association. If anybody chooses to do so, there are contributions that people can submit for that, and it does help us a lot, especially for retired military working dogs. That's their main
fundraising area?
Correct,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So say that again. What is it called? War Dogs?
U.S. War Dogs Association.
Very good. Just go to that, and I hope our listeners will do that. So, Bruno, any other questions? I didn't think so. Okay, you've done a great job, by the way. You're one of our favorite guests over here. So, Sarah, what can we do?
I would say support definitely goes a long way. I definitely agree with everyone that has spoken, but definitely family support too. So if you have a family member wanting to join, I would say giving them the support and knowing that you're there for them through the hard times and the good times is really important as well.
That's great. Well, I can't thank all four of you enough, and you too, Bruno. I know you guys are busy all the time. You got many, many important things to do, but giving us some time to be on our Spotlight show, we greatly appreciate it. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and we've been chatting about the Military Working Dog Program and the Bruno, the mascot, Major Kyle Randow, Provost Marshal for MCRD, Sergeant Soleil Ibarra, Kennel Master, Corporal Sarah Grawcock, Combat Photographer and Mascot Handler of Bruno, and Master Gunnery Sergeant Anthony Mendoza, Provost Sergeant. I thank all of you for giving up your time. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to a very, very special edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. Honored to have Bruno as the star of the show, and all due respect to you folks as well, and to our listeners. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.